Welcome to another Game Over video. We're discussing Game of Thrones Season 6, Episode 6 and 7 this week. I'm joined by...
Dan.
And Dan.
Dan has just finally caught up with the series. We've been watching it properly, so this is...
I'm watching it properly now.
So these past couple of episodes, you've not been a huge fan of them. I thought they were quite good.
I liked Episode 6, but I thought Episode 7 was crap.
Okay, well, let's start with Episode 6, because we had some major... pieces moved into action. Definitely. The big one being obviously that Uncle Benji is back. I mean, I watched it with my mum. She was like, "Who's that?" Like a lot of people just like, "Who is that?" Because Benjamin sort of reveals the thing, and
it's really underwhelming.
If you're
not a dork, you're like,
like
I know who it was.
One of the guys who works here was like, "Oh, I thought it was Eddard for a second," and
of course it wasn't.
Well, I mean, of course it wasn't, but... Because Benjamin was in, 3 episodes at the beginning of Series 1, which was basically 5 years ago now, and if you're not,
also, really briefly.
Yeah, and if you're not a sort of, I guess, hardcore viewer, as it were, then it's like...
Yeah, but also know he was mentioned in the last season.
Yeah, but they're like, your Uncle Benjamin's back from the wall. No,
and also, how is John going to react when someone's like... Benjamin's back, he's going to go... Do you think he's going to get killed again? He's just been conditioned.
Post-traumatic stress.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, stop fucking with me.
But Benjamin's back. He said very explicitly that Bran is the three-eyed raven. So Bran's got some mad binge-watching skills. He's caught up with the whole show up until now. So does that mean we don't get any more flashbacks? Because Bran knows now.
No, he will do. I reckon him and Jon will meet and they'll have some sort of flashback.
Yeah,
and the flashback will reveal Jon's parents.
Absolutely.
Is my gut feeling.
I agree.
We're going to get that.
I have
this season, maybe early next season.
So. I have a couple of gripes with the Bran bit from last episode. So Mira's dragging him along, just like I said in the last video. That I'm like, she's not going to be about this. She doesn't want to just be carrying about. And then
for a blizzard as well.
Conveniently, Cold Hands turns up, and the Leaf sacrificing herself bought them no time. By the way, Bran's watching the thing. He has his flashback, and we get to see the Mad King. Excellent. Looks nothing like the Mad King. I know my ideal casting for the Mad King's been Bill Nighy, but this guy looks just like a normal guy.
He just looks quite a lot like Balon Greyjoy.
Sam going back to Horn Hill, which is this massive
that was much bigger
Pantheon-like
castle. It was like
bloody
Caesar's palace, wasn't it? It looked quite a lot more like a Disney-type fancy thing than you'd expect from Game of Thrones.
It did, actually.
Yeah. The thing is, Randall Tarley is one of the best commanders in Westeros. We've got no reason to believe this in the show, but he is. The bloke who plays him was in Downton Abbey. So what we've got here is with Max von Sydow, with this guy, with Ian McShane in last night's episode, we're getting big actors, or notable actors at very least, in smaller roles. Meanwhile, the show is generally letting the relative unknowns in Sansa and Kit Harington that do the leading work, which I think is good because
it's a very well established way to get credibility for new things, but it's not that new anymore, but you know what I mean. Like Star Wars, they had Alec Guinness, Harry Potter, the Dumbledore actors.
So we get this cold open, which we haven't had since the beginning of Season 4. The village people are moving logs, and they're building the burnt-out church from True Detective. And then the Hound is there. The Hound's alive.
Which no one was surprised about at all.
But they did keep it a better secret than Jon Snow coming back to life. They still treated it with more flair or panache, because you've got the cold open, you've got him carrying the log, but you can't see who's carrying the log.
Yeah, but the second you see his feet, you know it's the Hound.
But if you compare it with the turn of Benjamin, where he's like, do you know who I am? No?
I thought it was pretty obvious that it was him straight away. But
with the return of the Hound, we've got a guy who appears to be sceptical of the village people and their religion, but I think he was coming around to it, When Swedgen was like, violence is a disease, you can't make it better by passing it on to other people, the Hound was like, And then the Brotherhood without banners went and undid the good work, I guess.
Why are they randomly slaughtering people now? They're meant to be on the side of the common people. And unless it wasn't actually them.
Maybe. So the Hound picked up his axe. So the Hound is going back to his life of violence, which I guess means that the Gravedigger theory is the Hound. I think they're sort of slightly picking off the fan theories, which is probably alright, because we can't just be speculating.
Especially now that it's
so late in the game.
Yeah.
I really don't mind them doing these fan theories particularly, but I think Clegane Bowl would annoy me, because it would obviously be just...
Get high!
It would be so contrived, and I'll be really pissed off if R plus L does in fact equal J. I think the whole point was that it's nice to have the perspective those religious people did, but... it
doesn't get you anywhere.
But
when Ian McShane's doing his Sermon on the Mount, I guess, I just quite liked how markedly unpretentious he was. He was like, I don't know who the gods are. I don't even know their names. I don't know who's right. But here's a way by which we can hopefully be good. Exactly. And then The scene immediately after is with the High
Dosh.
Sparrow, and High Sparrow
Yeah.
is quite pretentious. Like, whether or not,
Yeah.
I know he's like, I'm being like the poor and whatever, but he's using religion as a method of control, and I've given it some thought since last night, and I think this season of Game of Thrones, and maybe just the show as a whole, actually, might be the most pointedly atheist season of the show yet, because you've got the nice religious folk, they're dead, you've got the horrible religious folk, don't want to be them, so what you've got is, from all sides, religion really isn't a good thing.
And the only religion we see doing anything is the one with the singular god. So,
And even then, that might just be
sounds good,
magic.
It might be, but I don't think it is.
And on the subject of magic, where is Melisandre? Where is she? Why don't we know? She brought Jon Snow back to life.
Yeah, but
We
is she not
should.
just at Castle Black?
She probably is, but why is she not going with Jon? Did she get on a horse with the others? 'Cause I think everybody got on a horse.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think she joined them. I could be wrong.
But there is no reason why Melisandre shouldn't join them, because the thing is, Jon Snow is going about the north. He's like, we need to go and talk to the great major houses and get them on our side. Not working. Jon Snow is shit at diplomacy.
He's shit at everything.
He is
Yeah.
awful. He's like more of a pussy since he came back to life.
He was one of my favourite characters. I'm now absolutely sick to death of him.
'Cause he's just
I'm not sick
sad
of him,
about
I just
everything,
don't care.
which
Well,
might
I
even be
just-
worse.
that's-
Yeah, that's the thing. So it's not like he irritates me. I
And
just
he's
sort
got
of forget
this
he's in it.
shit
'Cause-
man bun, which really makes me angry.
Yeah,
every
that's not the
time
man
it's
one.
on
Just give
screen.
her the locks again.
It's like, we know Kit Harington's fit. We don't need to give him like a hipster haircut. Like, whatever. It's
Oh, no.
fine.
It's like for a year we were like, "Is Jon Snow come back?" Yes, and then when he came back, we're like, "Yes, he's back. He's gonna fucking Old Testament God. He's gonna kill no."
And
No,
it
he's-
may as well not have
That's just a bit boring,
He,
isn't it?
he was essentially knocked out at the end of the last season, but don't worry, he's fine. He's going to House Mormont, and he's like, "Listen, we need your men." And then Davos steps in to be just great at negotiating, a
Yeah.
terrific empathizer. And when he's talking to the free folk, he's like, "We need you guys on our side." And Tormund's like, "Listen, this guy died for us, so we might as well die for him as well." Again, Tormund saving the day.
Yep.
When they go to House Glover, and Sansa tries to step
It sounds
up.
like the steps up.
She
That's
tries.
Good, man.
She fails.
Yeah,
but
she fails,
but she
like,
tries.
She negotiates way better than John did.
And John even goes, "Oh, come back!" And like, don't,
on, mate.
Yeah.
don't do that.
no.
At every instance, Jon Snow is just the worst negotiator. I don't understand why, and I really don't feel they're running with the he came back to life thing well. I mean, imagine if. So Melisandre, Davos, and Sansa were in Jon's troop to go and talk to the houses, and then Davos was like, "Listen, the Red Woman here brought the Lord Commander back. Now I may not be a man of God, but I believe in what I see, and I believe
So if they
this is the
played
guy
on
to
that,
back."
people would join him.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
the-
you definitely
man
join the
that came
guy
back from the dead.
Exactly, the crazy flavour of Winterfell or Bastard Jesus, basically,
Bastard
It's
Jesus.
just the fact that
which is a band name, by the way.
it's such a waste of having him come back. They've wasted
Yeah.
so many chances to make something kind of meaningful or emotionally stirring with interactions with him and Sansa, or just him contemplating what's gone on. We had about 20 minutes in the episode after he came back, or something like that. And then
Yeah.
since
No, they
nothing.
skipped over it, didn't they? They just
Well,
he went
completely.
after everything that's happened.
It literally may as well have been like he got dumped by his girlfriend. That's about the level of trauma they're acting as though it is at the moment. And I really am angry with the writers for it. And I'm not usually the type of just like, I hate the writers so much, man, but it really pisses me off.
Watching the show, we obviously talk about it after and everything, and in every episode so far, and we're 7 episodes in, so this ain't like no small thing anymore. Every episode after, we're like, you know what would have been done better if we did this, and then you know what, it is
It
better,
would have been- it
and not
would
just
have been
because
better.
we came up with it, but just because we're just thinking
Just using
more.
some kind of flair, at least.
and there is just consistently none, really, or very little.
What I feel about this series is that they're just trying to get it out of the way so they can get to the end game. That's really how I'm feeling at the moment.
But every episode we've had so far is like, here's Jamie, here's these people, and they're doing a little bit, and then
for about 2 seconds,
and then
Yeah,
nothing
go
next
somewhere
episode.
else.
And I feel
Yeah.
like every episode is just like a trailer for the end of the
Yeah,
show, basically.
absolutely.
And there's not really a feeling of completeness to it. Like the bit with Aya, there is no reason to like leave it on her, or is she dead or alive? Like, no, just get on with the
Finish
thing.
that bit, move on. Yeah, I
exactly.
thoroughly agree.
And it's the same with everything. Like Jamie going to the Riverlands, his discussion with the Blackfish probably should be like the whole Riverlands thing should be 1-2
It would be really
episodes.
nice if they just dedicated it to that. Absolutely, yeah. I
I mean,
actually agree with that.
they'll still be gearing up with the Riverlands thing next week because Brienne's turning up and she's like, I'm going to have to cut you down if you fight against me. But we're still getting introduced to the places and the concept, and I don't know, I feel like everything's just, here's a little bit. You know, we don't want more, so we want to watch the fucking show because otherwise it's just a glorified trailer, and I don't want that.
But, you know, there are so many storylines, all of which have merit. They could easily have something that's worth talking about and is big and important every single week, but I don't know why they're just bottling out of that. I don't see the logic behind it. How did you feel about it?
Some of it was good, some of it.
See,
not so much.
I watched it. I was really underwhelmed. Just for the reasons you said, it seemed like they started to pick it up with 5 and 6, and then they went back.
They dropped the ball, yeah.
It's not even that. It's just they just did a whole episode of fucking setup.
I mean, I've said previously that the show sort of doesn't reward the long-time viewer. I think I've now gone back on that because we've had bench and there've been people like, who's that? But we know who that is because we remember. The North remembers, and we've got Blackfish come back. Now, I tried to explain this to Mum. I was like, that's Blackfish! That's Blackfish! And he left the Red Wedding. And she's like, yeah. By the way, I would be a little bit suspicious of the Blackfish, the fact that he left the Red Wedding just in time.
Just before. Yeah.
Like, I would at least be suspicious, even if it's just coincidence. Here's the thing, though. When the shitty phrase with their, like, baldric cap, so, like, we'll do it, we'll kill him. And they're, like, ages away. Like, the car, like... Blackfish is up there, and then
I'm not shouting at him either.
We'll do it.
What?
Well, the thing is, Blackfish is quite quietly spoken. He goes, "Kill him, then." And over there, they're definitely like, What did you say, though?" And every time, just people talking at normal volumes, even though they're really far away from each other. The only exception to this is Daenerys last episode. On the back of the dragon, Drogon, who's massive now.
I really, really liked that bit.
Yeah. It was quite stirring.
I was into that.
I didn't love it, but I wanted to. This season has been talking about Lyanna Stark. Some of it has been, so we sort of have to believe this is going.
Yeah, I think it's the first time they've
somewhere.
really mentioned her since they got rid of Robert Baratheon, and
if you haven't researched
not everyone is
it,
going to. Yeah.
You may struggle with this
And
one, basically.
Is that the right way to view the show, though, with some degree of research and
Yes.
scrutiny?
It rewards
I think
people
it
like us
should be.
for knowing it all. It rewards people that know it all for knowing, or for remembering these names and who these people are and where they are and that sort of stuff.
I'm not usually down for snobbery, but I do like that there's something on every level. If you just want to watch it for the coolness and the pissing about and the fighting, just watch it and don't care. But yeah, if you know
the lore and
Euron, he's not going to build 1,000 boats with like fucking no trees, is he? He should be kind of like a major antagonist. The fact that Theon and Yara have like boated away and they're like, all right, we're in Volantis now, Euron's coming, but just by going Uncle Euron's after us isn't the same as like, rather than them saying Uncle Euron's after us, I want to see him back at Iron Islands being like, are you building boats? I want to see him commanding, because he has a ship, he is a captain, he might not be a king. Euron is kind of like a dark sorcerer / a battle commander, but we're seeing none of that. Because it's always the show, don't tell thing. This is a problem the show has had this season.
I'm fed up with moaning about that. I really am. They just fail to do screenwriting 101 constantly. But when we eventually get down to writing something together, how we talk about characters who are gay, and it's just not a big deal at all. I really like that about this episode, that Theon wasn't like, sister, I thought you liked blokes or something like that. It's like, no, no one gives a fuck.
What's going on? Yeah, no one cares.
I really like that, because Yara is basically just a lad, isn't she?
Well, this is what I've actually written down, that I feel Yara is just basically written just as a male bloke character, and she happens to be female, which is maybe not the best way to go about it, but it's not bad. But no, I'm looking forward to seeing where she's going. She's going to go meet Daenerys, and some shit's going to happen.
I feel that Daenerys will like her. She's just got all the staples of like a militaristic state. She's got her diplomacy team, or /PR in Tyrion, intelligence
in Varys,
a military commander in Dario. She's got a navy, presumably coming in one of the Ironborn franchises on the way, and she's got an air force from the Dragons. She's got everything.
Why is no one at King's Landing talking about it? For a start, why is King's Landing even in this? Like, that King's Landing, the entire storyline of King's Landing,
very boring.
Bores me.
I enjoy watching it at the time, but when I think back, I'm like, wait, nothing happened again.
The point is, like, we've not talked about it once here, because it's just boring, It should be the centre of all of it, or it should be the centre of all the politics stuff like that, and like, it's really not.
When we go to King's Landing, I always look forward to, we all do, there's no denying it, Olenna Tyrell. She's just great fun to watch. She's like, I wonder if you're the worst person I've ever met.
You need a good bashing.
She's like the Lucille Bluth of Game of Thrones.
She literally is.
But
I like that very much.
Actually, something we didn't talk about from last episode. Something we were quite stoked for. Tyrell army turn up to King's Landing, and then High Sparrow goes, no, well, shame not happening. But how do we feel about that? Because obviously there are people, the uncultured shits who didn't enjoy Kill Bill 2 were like, I was expecting a bloodbath, and instead we got talking, and that was worse. I thought it was, like, fantastic. The High Sparrow has, in that scene, he has united the people and the new crown faith thing. He's made the Tyrells look silly and Jaime incompetent.
It was the end of a Disney film. What really made me laugh is I watched it once by myself and then next few days with my girlfriend. And when the Sparrows brought out Tommen and the con people and Mace says to Elena, "What's happening?" And that is exactly what Alicia said to me at that exact moment. I was like, just watch. And again, just Diana Rigg, they've bloody beaten us, that's what's happening.
A lot of people have speculated over the years that Mace Tyrell isn't, incompetent. He's actually playing, the long game, whereas Mace the ace. And he's like, if he seems incompetent, everybody
He's Porky Pig. He's not doing anything. So, moving on to this week's episode again. We're obviously gearing up to this big battle for the North.
Yeah.
But we're not seeing anything from the other side.
Yeah.
There's no Bolton.
Yeah,
we haven't
where
seen
are the
anything
Boltons?
significant. He's flayed his apple. That's all he's done in the last few weeks. There's not enough depth to that situation. It's just kind of the Stark Roadshow going, join us, they're basically canvassing.
And everybody going... The last thing we learned of Ramsay is basically they've got 5,000 people. That's bad screenwriting. They're going, he's got 5,000 people. That's enough. What's he doing? What's he thinking?
We need to see him doing some devious shit.
I mean, he's
or at least clearly making his own downfall by ignoring his advisors, or just something, just literally
I'd rather see
anything.
him ignoring his advisors, because I think that's a Ramsay thing to do.
Yeah.
Or what's happened to Rickon? He's going to be the big kind of... He's the bait.
He's the reason they're going for him, yeah.
We don't
As far
know
as
he's
we know,
getting tortured.
he could already have all his skin off, for all we know.
Imagine if he did, though. Just,
Well, they found it,
they go for
just too late.
Yeah,
Ooh.
that'd be great, because that's the Stark thing, isn't it? Like, Bran saw Jon Snow across his keep, and he's like, I gotta go. Arya was too late for the Red Wedding. That'd be sort of cool.
Yeah.
And it'd also get rid of Rickon, who's contributed literally nothing to the show. Nothing.
I almost forgot he existed until they brought him back.
If they capture Ramsay, get him in chains, and Jon sees Rickon and just goes like, bosh, cuts down Ramsay straight away on the spot. Like Aragorn does to the mouth of Sauron.
And it's sort of like be at the end of Dexter, where Trinity goes... he says something like, it doesn't matter, it's over now. Dexter's like, and he goes home. Rita's already dead.
Yeah.
That was great.
I want to see small John Umber again, because he's like, I'm not bending the knee. I'm not doing this silliness. So what we're seeing is a lot of breaking traditions here. We've got House Glover being like, House Stark's dead, even though we've served you for 1,000 years. We've got...
How good was Tim McKinley there, man?
Who is that?
Presumably Lord Glover.
Yeah. Do you not know?
The one from Black Adam.
Black Adam, man. I'd love to just slip into Percy mode for a little minute.
That would be great. Anyway, kind of last talking what we've got time for already. Arya.
Oh yeah, dead or alive? Obviously alive.
But what was it her getting stabbed? Because there's no way she's surviving
I don't think it was her. She can't have done that.
Because at the end of last episode,
there's no way she'd live past that.
At the end of last episode, she went and hid in the cave and drew the sword from the stone like fucking Excalibur. And then this episode, she's like, I got money, me. Here you go. Let's go home.
And being so smug about it.
Where did she get? The moment I thought it wasn't her was with the money and that she looked too clean as well.
Jack Nagar said last episode, don't let her suffer. So really, she just cut her neck. But she stabbed her in the thing. She twisted the knife. She let her suffer. So I think the waif must have failed her test. Everything's a test.
So maybe that was him testing her. Yeah.
The waif obviously wants to kill Arya, and what happened to a girl has no desires?
I
don't know.
Is she like a bit jealous of Danny's
like a scorned sibling? Yeah.
I don't see it.
It's sort of come out of nowhere, because initially their relationship is like, you're incompetent and shit, and I don't like you being here. But now she actively dislikes her. I don't know where that's come from.
I don't know. You'd want your allies to be good.
Yeah.
If they're both going to be assassins.
I mean, these are the best assassins in the world, and the waif should definitely have checked if I was dead. I know she fell into the water and whatever.
That annoyed me so much.
Well, she just looked in until no body came up. Yeah, she's probably dead.
It's not even deep water. It's like, oh fuck it.
She looked all really smug. Went. No.
Also, why was Arya? Thing is, if Arya's quit the best assassins in the world, and she knows that her face will be added to the wall either way, why is she not constantly looking over her shoulder? Then the woman's like, "Sweet girl."
So obvious again.
I was like, that's the waif, right? And I was like, "Oh, curse your sudden but inevitable betrayal."
I'm just sure it wasn't Arya. It's a plot hole because we've seen that faces literally have to be cut off corpses, but it's not going to be.
But then Jack Nagar had Arya's face.
Because the writing is crap. Let's face it.
It's only crap within the sort of 10% that we can judge the show, because it's a 90% show. It's basically really good, but that 10%.
The main clincher is she didn't have Needle. It's not her. It's going to be Jack Nagar.
I don't think it's her. So I don't think that was any relevant to it at all.
I think it'd be shit both ways, basically. So basically, I'm just not impressed with their storyline. Shall we round up what we thought of the episode? Let's
actually, one thing I want to point out. I want to know who Sansa was writing to.
Baelish. It just has to be.
I reckon Baelish. She hasn't got anybody else to write to.
I love Peter Baelish. in this season, he's been so underused. Like, there's no scheming.
No, absolutely.
Like, the point where I think when she found him after the Ramsey thing, it was like, he didn't know Ramsey was that much of a psychopath. Like, you should know these things.
He
The
didn't
whole
know.
Pro show's a waste of time because they're going to go, oh, we got no men, then Benji's going to go,
but I
are you
have many.
worrying? I've got shitloads of nights.
I've got 10,000 men.
That's it.
Also, Lyanna Mormont being like, you can have, after all this bartering and all this hard work, you can have 62. And I was like, yeah, 62,000. All right, we're doing this. 62.
I said to you last night, how big do you think armies are?
I don't know.
Like, the British army is barely that big. It's let alone a small medieval army.
It's true, but I just thought,
We want
6,200.
We want a battle.
62. Like, and here's the thing, even if they fight with a strength of 10 mainlanders, but then 62 men is still 62
Isn't it
men.
620 if they fight with a strength of 10.
I want to see, because we've seen Jorah Mormont and we've seen Jorah Mormont, and they're both quite badass. And if they're all like Lyanna, then it could be sort of cool to see like 62 good men just fucking shit
Wrecking
up.
house.
But we really need to wrap this up now, boys. Come on. So
I like the episode.
you liked it.
But it is a lot of setup, I agree. Also, Jaime's
Yeah.
swag armour, which we last saw on Tywin Lannister.
Yeah, that is cool to see.
cool.
But we only saw it for about 10 bloody seconds.
Yeah.
But anyway, I've pretty much just summed up there why I didn't like this episode. Just set up and everything's too quick, flash in the pan.
Yeah,
Done?
well, the last 3 episodes are going to be longer, so we might get...
Good.
Yeah, but no, I'm with you. I think I didn't mind it, and I get why they're setting up lots of stuff because, like, I think it's suddenly hit the writers at the end is now coming. I think that could go horribly wrong. And they've got an end date now. They've got 14 episodes left, which is why they brought Benji back. Which they brought the Hound back. Like, they're doing all of it in this season to start wrapping up. They got to start tying shit up. Really got to start tying shit up.
I agree.
I mean, by the end of the season, we want to see Daenerys at least on a boat to Westeros.
Yeah,
We want to
see-
the last shot. Her little fucking D-Day armada sailing off with all the dragons above, going wow across the
has
camera,
to be.
and it'll end like that.
I reckon it'll be
It does
next
every
season. I reckon
series.
halfway through next season, Daenerys will start heading over because we still got 14 episodes to go. And if she goes over there now, like that's endgame.
Well, for me,
sort of
next
Thing is, if
series
Daenerys
will be
gets on a
her
boat, she's still not
invasion.
going to be there until like
That's true.
5
Yeah,
years
but then
from now.
like you don't want the
you
entire
know,
season of
it's
her on
the
a boat.
narrow
Like,
sea.
yeah.
True.
Nah, next series will be her conquest. Series after will be the war against the zombies. But we really need to end the episode here, guys. We've been
Yeah.
blabbering
Yeah, that's
about it.
true. We are blabbering
Thank
on.
you very much
Yeah.
for watching. See you next week.
Okay, I noticed that yours stopped filming.